Hi, my name is Sangbum Shin. It is very nice to meet you today. I'm the director of Institute of Poverty Alleviation and International Development at Yonsei University, Korea. What I'm going to introduce today is our plan to cooperate with you, your university, to share our experiences of the problem-solving learning, especially focusing on Living Lab, and discuss some possibilities for bilateral international educational cooperation with your university. But before that, I'm going to first introduce our institute, the IPAID. The IPAID is a leading research institute at Yonsei University Mire campus, focusing on poverty alleviation and international development cooperation. Established in 2010, we have promoted a variety of international development cooperation projects supported by the Korean International Cooperation Agency and other government organizations. Of course, we have produced a sizable amount of research outcomes based on these projects. We also published 2 academic journals, including the Journal of Regional Studies and Development and Asian Development Perspectives. In the past, we have cooperated with countries such as Nepal and Cambodia, and currently our 5 projects are on the pipeline in Ghana, Rwanda, Vietnam, Ethiopia, and East Timor. We recently launched a new research project funded by the National Research Foundation Korea. The project is basically about international educational cooperation between Yonsei and the universities located in our partner regions. The idea is Yonsei and our partner universities offer a project-based course titled Living Lab and Social Innovation. The title is tentative though. This is a course about local problem-solving project. At first, the 2 universities open the same course respectively and share the process and outcomes of the course over the semester. By these activities and educational exchange, students can understand the global problems in the different local contexts and attempt to find ways to cope with these problems respectively or by cooperation. More specifically, our expectations are as follows. First, students in both sides can understand the global way of problem-solving mechanism, meaning that global problems are approached and addressed by different local actors with different local context. Second, students in both sides can have an interactive understanding on each other with comparative perspective. Students in Korea can understand the partner country and the partner region by comparing their local problems to their own Korean problems. Also, students in partner countries can understand Korea in the same way. Third, we would like to develop this simple educational exchange into a deeper and a more comprehensive level cooperation. We shall first establish a common curriculum for this course with our partner university and offer a common course based on the common curriculum. Professors teach this course as a team, and students in both sides interact in both inside and outside classroom, such as discussion, group projects, and data and information sharing. Fourth, based on these cooperative activities, we expect that our partner universities encourage their students for exchange student program or overseas study opportunities in Yonsei University in the future. These programs are unique not only in the sense that they focus on problem solving and community-based learnings, but also in the sense that they will strengthen our cooperative partnership further. Now, I'd like to explain what Living Lab is and how we can manage a Living Lab experiments in a university class. First of all, Living Lab is a social, local problem-solving activity organized by the local residents themselves, not the central or local governments. Second, therefore, this is a very typical example of user-driven, not provider-driven innovation. We are actually living in a provider-driven world. We don't want our cell phones or computers updated, but we are forced to do it, making huge amount of unnecessary spendings, carbon emissions, and trashes. Unlike this, Living Lab innovates our society in a way to improve what local residents need and solve problems to make our community more sustainable and resilient. Third, in a Living Lab activity, city or a town is treated as lab for experiments, not a place for planning. The core part of Living Lab project is indeed the experiments where local residents, scientists, government, and others participate to test their ideas. In the past, cities and rural towns were considered mostly as an object for top-down planning. But in these days, cities and towns are increasingly shaped and developed by local volunteerism from below. Fourth, Living Lab focuses not only on problem solving itself, but Living Labbers also expect to create values by looking for business opportunities. For example, the participants can apply for a patent or start a business based on the technologies developed out of the Living Lab activities. We have applied the Living Lab into our problem-solving classes in last couple of years and found that Living Lab activities in a university course increased students' creativity and problem-solving ability. A Living Lab course usually follows 4 stages. First, students search for local problems in the city of Wonju, where our campus is located. They identify problems such as education, transportation, energy, environment, elderly people, gender, migrant population, and so on. Second, they discuss for idea generation and come up with solutions for the designated local problem. Third, they organize experiment to test their solutions. In this stage, they are supported by scientists and other specialists who are directly related to the solution. Fourth, if the solution passes the test, it is applied to the problem, and students find ways to utilize their ideas, such as patent acquisition or starting a social enterprise. One of the best examples of our students' Living Lab projects was face mask upcycling project. Students focused on the problem of increased amount of used face masks due to the COVID-19 crisis. And this became a new source of plastic waste. Students realized that the reducing both the production and the consumption of masks were not possible. So they decided to upcycle the used mask. They first turned the used mask into polypropylene and made various new items such as glasses frame and donated them to local elderly people. Besides this project, students at Yonsei have developed many good ideas for local problem solving in the class. There might be largely 2 models of class cooperation. First, students in both sides focus on same global problems such as climate change, pandemic, and gender issues and find different solutions. They can understand how global problems can be addressed differently in the 2 places, and they can ask what kind of factors such as political, economic, social, and cultural conditions of each side determine these differences. Second, students in both sides focus on different problems, but they search for cooperative solutions. For example, students in our partner university can suggest an idea of establishing a local cooperative for coffee production and distribution. And then students in Yonsei University come up with an idea that they import the coffee and use them for local startups to help unemployed college graduates in Wonju City. By this international educational cooperation, we would like to share our Living Lab experiences with your partner universities and cooperate with each other to create a new model of international educational cooperation. The model might be an interactive problem-solving learning based on Living Lab mechanism. And it will help students in both sides not only in terms of increasing their creativity and problem-solving ability, but also nurturing the sense of global citizenship and responsibility. It also means the internationalization of Living Lab. Living Lab has been pretty much a domestic activity. Living Labbers all around the world share their activities and make various connections. But as far as I know, they have never attempted for international cooperation for a Living Lab project. Presumably, this might be the first attempt for a local-to-local cooperative Living Lab project, especially in the context of educational cooperation. Also, it means for both sides an opportunity to increase our university's reputation and competitiveness, and therefore create a new local brand based on the international local-to-local cooperation. The duration of this research project is total 6 years, but we have just started this project in the last month. So we are in a very initial stage now. We'll first decide the partner universities hopefully by the end of 2022, and we are currently thinking about 2 or 3 partners, but in fact, everyone is welcome. I mean, even if you're not our ODA project partner, you are very welcome if you are willing to participate. We'll search for any partner university in the United States, Japan, China, and many European countries to see national or cultural differences further. Meanwhile, we'll prepare the syllabus and the curriculum for our Living Lab course and also prepare a Living Lab course manual for instructors. And we will organize a workshop in our partner universities and discuss cooperation. We'll first present our model, and second, we will learn about the conditions in which Living Lab course will be offered in our partner universities. Therefore, we'll find ways to build up a cooperation model. Probably in the first semester of 2023, we might be able to run a first Living Lab course simultaneously in both Yonsei and our partner university. Students will meet online and share their experiences, and professors will meet both online and offline to discuss how to manage the dual class system. And after the semester is over, professors will evaluate and analyze the results and look for further development of the model. As we have seen in the global pandemic crisis, neither international organizations nor powerful countries did play a role in coping with global crisis. But unlike this, a lot of interesting and important experiments and innovations are being attempted and making real progress in various local towns almost everywhere in the whole globe. We are sure that this local-to-local educational cooperation also will add an important case to this global trend. We hope to meet you with you soon and talk about this cooperation. Thank you very much.